Hi friends, this is Maggie. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by to spend some time with me today. Today we're going to be working in the altered calendar slash planner. No journaling with no words book, aka glue book. So I kind of have in mind, usually when I sit down to do this, I'm just pulling things from my desk and that's how I start. But I think it's because I've been working on the Paris journal, and so this kind of inspired me to make kind of a vintagey, kind of a travel feel page, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I pulled some things out, and we will see how it goes, you know, or I may change direction altogether. So let's just see what happens. It's another hot day in Texas. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's Tuesday afternoon for me. You will see this video tomorrow on Wednesday. Yes, on Wednesday. I kind of make a little schedule for myself. It kind of helps to keep me on track. I saw this cute. I went on Neighborhood, I think it's called, oh, not Neighborhood, Next Door this morning, because a thing popped up in my feed about a lost dog. So I went to check that post out, and while I was checking that out, I came across this other very cute meme. I don't know if I can show it to you on camera, but you got this great big it's got a horrible longhorn steer, and it says, "Welcome to Texas. Remember to drink lots of water and stay indoors between 11 a.m. and November 2nd. And you know, that's very, very true here in Texas. It's 90 degrees right now. The low today, I think, is supposed to be in the 70s are perfect weather to me. I just love it when it's in those temperatures. But when those temperatures occur at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it's not exactly the ideal time to go out and, you know, do your thing. So it is what it is. So let's get started here. All right, so I always like to start with a little bit heavier piece of cardstock just to give these pages some stability, and then a page over that. And I chose this kind of apricot-y, vintage looking. Matter of fact, I may turn it this way because I like all this. It came from that shabby wallpaper pack that I've been using in my Paris journal. So I thought this might make a nice backdrop. So let's just start there and glue this down. I could have and should have did this beforehand, but I didn't. And I can use wet glue on this because both pieces are cardstock. They're not heavy cardstock, but they're not real lightweight either, so the glue will not do anything funny. Nothing funny at all. Let me just, oops. Oh, I'll move it out of the way for now just so we have more room to work. Okay, now I've got this old photograph here. This came from Ink Paper Art. This comes from her kit of vintage French, original French photos. So you normally don't see, you know, in these photos, people smiling. That's what the trend seems to be to me, that this was not, they didn't really smile in their pictures. I don't know why, probably just the style of the times, you know. And, but this lady here, she looks like she's got a head of a smile on her face. And she's another one that, if you look at her eyes, she just seems to be smiling with her eyes, and I just love that. I think that is so beautiful. So I'm just going to very gently round the corners, the littlest one on here. because it came kind of rounded, so. Okay. And I've got these vintage, old, they're reproduction, they're actual postcards, but they're vintage reproductions. And I cannot even read any of this. Let me put my glasses on and see if that helps. So we got one of these. I don't know, or do I want this one? I don't have a lot of room to work on here. Now the next one, I've already found my next book that I'm going to use for this purpose, and it's not a calendar or a planner. It's just a blank book. And I like it. It's got lots of pages in it, and they're bigger. So it'll give me more room to work in. I don't know, this is awfully small, although I could place it like this, I guess. I thought maybe about layering something like this behind it. The photograph. Kind of takes up the whole width of the page. But I could maybe put it kind of wonky and then just cut off the edges that are hanging over. I could do that, right? All right, and I brought out some of my stamps. I don't stamp as much as I should. I really don't. I just use them sporadically, and then I go through them and I think, oh my goodness, I could use that. Why don't I have that out? I could use that. And they are out. They're in a drawer next to me. The rest of my stamps are in a cabinet behind me. And I just really don't use them as much as I should. I'm actually not a very good stamper, so that's part of the reason. Okay. Maybe, now these just happen to be laying on my desk. They're from some fussy cuts I cut out a couple of days ago. I've got some more. Let me see if there's maybe a bigger one. So I hope everyone's doing well today, that you're enjoying your day, whatever you're doing, or if it's evening when you're watching this, that you're enjoying your evening. What do y'all think? Well, my plan is tomorrow that we are going to continue with our Paris journal. We're about getting to where it's... Now, none of these colors really seem to go together. Like maybe this would be better to use if I use the red butterfly. And they're kind of different colors, but I kind of like it. I suppose I could find a different butterfly. Let's see what else is in this little baggie. These are those fussy cuts I just spontaneously cut out the other night, and I need to add them. Now these came, I know that these fussy cuts came from Silver and Sparkles. They were actually a freebie, and they're really very pretty. I like them a lot. And I think there's another kit that's mixed in here with this too, but I'm sure these flowers came from Silver and Sparkles. There's this great big flower. And I've got other flowers as well, but I just think these are so pretty. Maybe this one, it kind of picks up some of this other colors a little bit better. So maybe we'll use that. I can't remember what the name of this kit is. I'll have to look it up. I should have written it down. But of course I didn't. I will look it up though, because they're so pretty. So maybe we'll use this flower, maybe this butterfly. Maybe move her down a little bit. I've got this roll of some words are just facsimile kind of stamps here. I've never used these either. I've had these for a long time. Maybe I could use one of these. We'll see. Like that one up there a little bit more. I have some stamps. Oh, before I forget, I want to give a shout out and send hugs to some of my latest subscribers. Like I said before, if I don't say your name at one time or another, it's not because I don't want to, but I'm only able to see the names at Facebook that you have yourself as public. People can see your name. And I'm going from down the list from the top to the bottom, and I may say the first name that I said before as the last one, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I'd like to send a hello and hugs to Renee Williams. Thank you for subscribing. And to Micheline Delassus. Oh, that's hard. Micheline. It looks like a beautiful name if I could pronounce it correctly. De las Susas. Oh, please forgive me for saying this wrong. I'm so sorry. And Minchie Anson. Thank you so much to you all for subscribing. It means an awful lot to me. And if you're watching this video at any time and you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. All right, so let's get back to this. That's why we're here. So maybe this shouldn't go there. Maybe a little piece of muslin might be better. Now I want to do a video in the grid journaling booklet. I'm really giving that a lot of thought because I've only actually attempted pages in there twice, and I highly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much, and I would highly recommend it to most anybody. I think, though, like I've said before, I think it would be best done before you actually start crafting for the day. The idea of it is to help get your juices kind of flowing, you know, and help you to kind of get a feel for what you might want to accomplish. One of my animals is snoring. I don't know if it's one of the dogs or if it's a cat. They're all up in years, so it could be any one of them. I think I like the material better than I do the little doily type thing. All right, so do I want to put a stamp in here? I need to make a decision. Do I want to put it down like this? I think I do. You know, what have I got to lose? I mean, it's for me and to share with you, my friends. So I know that you will forgive me if it's not perfecto. I get to this point when I'm working in a journal where I'm really anxious to get it finished. I don't know it. I don't exactly know why that is. I've guessed that it might be because I want to move on to the next one, or I don't know. But I'm kind of to that point with the Paris journal now, and I'm anxious to get it finished, and I think it's going to be a beautiful journal. I really love some of the pieces that I've put into it, and I think that if anybody does end up getting it at some point or the other, I am going to open up an Etsy shop. Like I said, I'm just waiting for my grandson to finish photographing some of my journals, and then I can list them. Now I'm going to ink around this, even though it looks pretty ragged anyway. And this is really thick. It's, like I said, these are really postcards. I wouldn't mind even tearing it, but I don't know how it would tear because it's like almost like chipboard. Oh, I remember the days when we used to send postcards. Go away to summer camp and, you know, you'd write postcards home to your folks. Although I think most generally I actually wrote a letter, and you know, you were only there for a week or 10 days probably at the most. So I think this may go down here like this, like I said, and I'm going to cut off what hangs over the edge. And then this photograph will be juxtaposed like this, a butterfly. And we'll put a flower. And then we'll see what we want to do about stamping. All right. Just got to do it. There's always tomorrow. I can always do it, make a do-over. Oh my, whew, that was a lot of glue that came out. Let's just spread some of this wealth down here. And I need to wipe this off because I use this to... Mercy sakes. Easy, guy. Come on, easy. Just let's not get carried away here. trying to center this in here as best as I can. I know it's not going to be perfectly straight because I never can get them perfectly straight. All I can do is try. This PVA glue does really grab and hold. That's for sure. I've stopped using the Elmer's. Not that I don't like it. That's not the case at all. I do like it. But it's very much like the PVA glue. The only difference is maybe I've kind of noticed that the Elmer's glue, if it's going to stop up a point, it's going to be the Elmer's over the PVA glue, because the Elmer's grabs pretty quickly too, although I think the PVA might even be a little bit quicker, which is good and bad. You know, that's good and bad. Okay, so I think maybe I want this down next. And I'm just going to put it like that. So I know I'm going to have some coming off the edges. I'm going to have to clean off. These were extra prints on the back of here from a purple journal I did earlier this year before I started my channel. And somebody saw it on Facebook, an old friend, a good friend, and she wanted it. So I happily sent it off to her. So we'll put our lady here. She looks like she might be a fun person to know. So I'm kind of being slow on purpose because this is going to be a shorter video. I just don't want it to be too short. Put my flower down here. But these are the prettiest, happiest little flowers. Florals, I should say. A little butterfly. Oh, dear me, I forgot my, oh no, I forgot, I forgot my muslin Maggie. All right, so I don't necessarily want this completely flat. There we go. I knew something was missing. There's our butterfly. Let me trim the edges of this postcard if I can. If I didn't even cut through it. All right, so maybe maybe I could put a no, I'm gonna cut this off like this. This is probably a bad idea. But I don't want to peel it off because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And I can just put these inside of here. Maybe I'll just put a piece of washi tape to hold these down. That's kind of what was over it. I can just reuse that actually. Okay. So now if I use this, where would I like it to go? What do I want it to go down here, maybe? Or up here? Where do I want it? Or do I want it at all? Suppose I could put it here, and then I could stamp a postmark over it. Let's see, what have I got? Maybe I could use this one. Oh, why not? Be brave, Maggie. Just be brave. It's his only paper after all. Just go for it. Do whatever suits your fancy, right? Okay. And I think I'll just use my walnut stain. Now, one of the things that with stamping that I am not good at is I get the ink everywhere but where it really needs to go. So I know this doesn't have to be perfect. I at least want it to be able to tell it was stamped, right? Oh, good. It came out a-okay. I'm gonna just stamp off on this. That came out good. Happy with that. Okay, now I'm a little bit braver. This goes right down here. And I could use maybe one of these wavy lines. I've never taken these out of the package. I might be able to use that. I could even use this. This is a nice piece of of cellophane wrap that would be great to use in a pocket type situation where I want to have a have a little window and an envelope pocket. Oh, I'm just rambling on here because I'm trying to get this out. But anyway, these kinds of things, my point was, these things are very good to use if you don't have acetate and don't want to purchase any. Just hang on to some of these product wrappers and it'll work just fine in your junk journal. I've used it on more than one occasion. And I have acetate. I just don't know where I put it away at. Which is not good. It's really not good. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, I think. It'll come off. Put it right on this little block. And then we will just alrighty then. I'm happy. That worked well. This gotta go. Alright, now I'm really talking to myself. And then we have this, where did I see Paris? Here's Paris, but I thought I saw another one. Oh, maybe this is the one I saw. We'll just do this one. I usually end up getting ink all over the block, which does not make me happy because then it gets on the stamping, and you can't even tell that this is Paris. Because you can't see it. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. There we go. Okay. Put all these away. Hopefully I won't forget about them. I've kind of gotten to where I really like these block stamps, the wooden blocks. And I forget about my regular stamps. Well, that looks pretty good. I'm kind of happy with it. Now I need to find a saying. My quotes book. I love the quotes in here. Robert Frost is just about my favorite poet. Kind of like this one. I am going to cut it down a little bit. That's the only thing I don't like about these. They're pretty large. So this says, life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. Hans Christian Andersen. So everybody, there we go. This is our little blue book page for today. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed watching me make it. I think it's kind of fun. It didn't turn out exactly the way I had in my head, but I actually like this version better. So there you go. I'll glue it in after I get off camera and also write today's date on it. I always try to remember to date them. There's been a few that I have missed putting the date because I don't put them in order. It's not like I started at the beginning and worked my way to the back. So today is May 20th. My granddaughter will be 5 months old in 2 days. 2025. All right, so I'll glue it in off camera. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really do hope that you enjoyed this and will come back and visit me again. In the meantime, whatever time of the day it is, enjoy the rest of your day. And may God richly bless you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.